Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I am with Michael Higgins. He was born with Klinefelter syndrome, diagnosed at what?
26.
26 years old. And so for all of you, we're gonna just talk a little bit about the struggles, because there can be struggles with this diagnosis, but it's not something that just because there's struggles with our diagnosis of having XXY doesn't mean that other people don't struggle. Everyone struggles out there. So what have been some of the struggles for you?
Definitely my physical attributes.
So what is that?
I'm very, very tall. I don't have, your stereotypical like broad shoulders. I've got wider hips. So there was always, I've also got gynecomastia. So there was always questions about that growing up. I didn't get my diagnosis till I was in my 20s, so I didn't have an answer for what was going on. I just thought, I was always a little bit chubbier, and that's fine. But for the most part, I've carried it pretty well, considering, I am very, very tall, and it's something that I haven't worked on yet, and that's my own doing. But I also haven't found the correct quote unquote recipe for what works for me, and that is also okay. That's something that takes multiple steps, multiple trials and errors, and is something that I plan to work on.
I mean, you did take your shirt off.
Next. I did.
Right? So we're at the beach here in San Diego. We're not currently right now, but we did go in the water. Michael did take his shirt off, didn't have a problem with that. So that was a huge step, even though that's probably something that you wouldn't do at home.
Yeah. It's not the most comfortable thing, because you always get questions. Even when people mean the best, they have questions.
Because your body type is not the quote unquote typical male.
Yeah, the norm. Yeah.
Okay. And do you think
neither's my height, y'all? I am almost 7 feet tall. So
do you think having man boobs is what is that what stands out the most to people when they look?
I think it's honestly my height more than anything. Just because people, normal height people breach at 6 foot. I did that a long time ago, so I've always been tall. So you kind of get used to it. You get used to maybe someone's staring at your height and you don't even notice it anymore.
So you didn't really have academic challenges growing up, because you have a master's.
Yes.
And you have a bachelor's.
Yes.
I guess you have to have a bachelor's to have a master's. But you didn't struggle academically like a lot of the kids do with XXY.
Yeah.
But you do have some of the traditional physical attributes of the diagnosis.
And there were areas where I did struggle, and I know that we've kind of talked about this previously, but I'm a big believer practice makes perfect. Making a list of what it is that you need to work on. I carry, I've got a notepad on my phone, which is great and helpful, but I just don't want it to come across that there's, that you can't get better if you struggle on something. Because you can. I struggle with reading and writing. I have a bachelor's degree in journalism and PR. So it's, it can go back and forth, whatever you want to put an emphasis into. And I'm a huge, huge aviation geek, but I hated science growing up. So learning about that, though, I got to learn about, physical science and engineering and things like that. And so I'm actually getting that practice while learning about something I enjoy.
So there you have it. There's a little bit of how, what Michael struggles with, and being born with a genetic condition, the most common genetic condition that happens to just men. So more stuff coming on the channel. We'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day.